Good afternoon, everyone. Another segment of Bay 100. We coming from the dirt, no matter who feelings it may hurt.
That's right, keeping it 100. One thing about this segment in this show, we don't sugarcoat anything. One thing about us, we 100 from the gate. And I'm here with some very, very, very special people that's dear to my life. These brothers here, let me tell you something. And I want y'all to pay attention. These brothers here that I'm sitting at this table with, it's not no overnight sensation. We talking about 50 years or better of friendship. So it wouldn't be adequate of me to say, oh, welcome to my guests, because they're not my guests. They my brothers. And we're going to speak on a few things about that. But first of all, before we get started, I wanted to give homage to quite a few people that I felt in the community that's trying to help and better and develop our community as a person. And some of the brothers that I want to shoot a shout out to, I'd like to send a shout out to you, Mr. Owen Boundaries, with your janitorial service, helping young brothers get jobs, creating jobs for brothers, aiming to please, Papa Squally, One Love. And JB, thank you, brother, for sitting in that shout and telling me you appreciate us for doing this here thing. And all the rest of you brothers that gave us y'all support. Me, and from the bottom of my heart, my two brothers here, Mr. Brother Keevin, Brien, and Mr. Charles, better known as Big. I'd like to send out a shout out and say thank you to all. So let's dive right on into this thing, boy. I got my partner Keevin there. I'm gonna start off with you, Brother Keevin. You know, because last time me and Big was here, we had a conversation and we was speaking to the young youth about life insurance and how important it is and stuff like that. And I wanted to have you on here so I could see if I could, pick your brain a little bit and see you can give me some information on what's the feeling like when you have to give a service to young brothers that you've been knowing all your life. And then people call on you and say, Brother Keevin, can you come do this eulogy for my child? How does that make you feel, Keevin?
Normally when I first get a call like that, the reflection of the connection of the family is what's most important to me. But when you get that type of news about a loved one being taken from you, whether it be from sickness or murder or whatever it may be, accidental, you have to really grasp and reflect for a minute on how you're going to go into that situation, because it becomes very delicate. Because you have your friends, which you know their families, then it becomes emotional. In that situation, for me, I had to learn through the years to almost really disconnect emotionally, stay tied spiritually, because when you deal with it emotionally, you can become numb to death, and we don't want to do that. We want to be, certain about death. And I find that when loved ones die, pass away, a lot of times it be like what you talked about on the first segment about insurance. Just to be honest with you, when you have insurance and your policies in order, it kind of make death not such a bad thing. Is when you die and you can't afford to place your loved ones back in the hand of God properly, that's when it becomes more emotional than spiritual. Because you're adding stress now. We can't pay for my son. I can't pay for my daughter. I can't bury my mother. I can't bury my father because of the lack of preparation. So for me, that question would be proper preparation. You know what I mean? And like brother said, we got to come from the dirt no matter who feelings we hurt.
Yeah, it is.
And that's the way it is. You got to get your life in order. I had to get mine. And it's a tough thing to have to, think about. You got to go to this blueprint that you're going to have to face, death. Death is something we're all going to have to face. So it's better facing it while you're alive. So when you go to be in your so-called resting place, no matter what your faith is, because some of us believe that we're going to die and we're going to go to heaven, a better place. And some people believe, some faiths believe that when you die, it's over. Well, I believe I'm going somewhere else. So we have to deal with all of that and bring all of that into one umbrella to give a celebration for life and to make sure that it's properly handled and financially secured for the families.
That's very interesting. Brother Biggs, my brother from another mother. Tell me, what do you think? What's your take on that?
I mean, me personally, I don't really have a real take on that. I mean, the sad part about it is that, when somebody died from illness, there's nothing that you can basically do about that. But when somebody get killed, when a life is taken from someone through the hands of another brother or somebody else through a misunderstanding or whatever, that is the difficult part. And that's the reason why the community has been changing so much, because, like I said, through the, social engineering and all the things that the government allowed, and how we was, set up to fail. They made it purposely for us to be 50 steps behind everybody else. So, it's always difficult when somebody get killed, but when somebody dies, it's always difficult, but it's a lot easier because the person, you don't want to see them suffer anymore, and they have cancer, whatever the situation is, or, you're going to miss them and stuff like that. But when somebody just up and get taken away, it's real difficult, especially for a youngster, because the youngsters is the ones who's supposed to inherit the earth, right? So they're the ones who are supposed to be the ones who get this, that God want them to have, right? So that's the real difficult part about it with me.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I like to take it back just a little bit, Keevin. I want to discuss with you, and I want to thank you, my brother, because our channel is Bay 100, keeping it real. And one thing we're not going to do is sugarcoat nothing. Everything we speak on here is going to be the real, because most of you guys that's listening out there know us and know what we've been through. And Keevin, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. When I had to lay down and do all that time, and you sit there and you looked at my mother for me, you my brother, was the tightest of tight. You never veered away from my family. When I came home, and it tripped me out because I came home and remember that time I walked in the kitchen and I looked and I seen you sitting in the kitchen and your mom sitting up there holding the conversation. I said, what the hell Keevin doing over here?
Me and Miss Lily Mae.
Every day,
Yes.
every day from that point on, I come home to my mom's house, you and her sitting there every morning.
Yes, sir.
With breakfast
Yes,
and
sir.
talking.
Yes, sir.
And I greatly appreciated it. She loved you to death.
I loved her too, man.
And I just want to thank you, my brother, for uplifting my mom and keeping her strong till I made it home.
Yes,
Tell
sir.
me a little bit about that. What you and my mama talk
Man,
about?
Lily Mae. I can call her Lily
Come
Mae.
on, you
It's
can.
not-
That's what you can.
I'm 64 now. I can say
Yes,
Lily Mae, brother.
you can say
Biggs. It was like, at the time, she was my counselor.
Yes.
Mainly. I would go there for counsel, but she had that motherly instinct for me. So when I showed up, she always, come on, sit down, baby. What you want to talk about? And I had a lot of stories.
Right.
But a lot of truth, not stories, but a lot of truth. And she helped guided me, and she became my mother. And I knew when you guys were away, it's somehow or another, God just led me right in there during that time. And she pretty much adopted me as a son. And so I became like, y'all like my brothers to me. I don't know no other way. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
I feel what you feel what I feel.
Yes.
But Miss Lily Mae, and when I'm looking at you, I see Lily Mae all over you.
Yes.
And I would see her over Chauncey, Denise, and all the rest of y'all running them. But your mom was a true shero of mine, I could say, because when I was going through a painful period in my life, she was Lily Mae Hawkins is the lady that I went to talk to about some of my problems. And she helped aided me, not only spiritually, but mentally, to get through being what a young man goes through when he is not being able to talk to his own biological mother about some things. So she
Right.
filled in for me greatly as well. And I miss her right now. But hey, I had that opportunity to know Miss Lily Mae Hawkins as a mother. And that's the blessing of it all.
It's a blessing.
You know, she wasn't just your mother, but I knew her as a mother and a
Yes.
mother to me. So I had community mom. She was mine. And somehow or another, everywhere she moved, somehow or another, I always ended up like 2 miles away from where you guys lived all the time throughout my life.
Yeah.
And so she became a checkpoint for me in my life, man.
Yes.
And you know, the Hawkins family, man, we rolled until the wheels fall off. Like
Till the
Big say,
wheels.
what? We ain't gonna stop because what's the slogan here, brother? Bay 100, keep it 100.
Coming
you know,
from the
from the dirt, even
Coming
if it
from the
hurts,
dirt.
if it hurts, and that's what we doing here, man.
That's
And
what we
No
gonna
matter
do.
who
You know.
feelings it may hurt.
yeah, so I had some great time with Lily, man.
That's
And,
good,
you know,
man.
I got good memories with her.
Yeah.
Especially when you used to be gone, okay? I filled in your shoes for her.
Oh yeah,
I took a
know.
lot on the chin, okay?
That's why I said. That's why I said.
I
Thank you,
stepped
brother.
in,
And yeah, and coming back to my brother.
Right. So,
His mama same way.
but Chelsea would always say, we'd be talking, he'd say, you know Charles Michaels, he goes, you know who Charles Michaels is, huh? I say, I know Charles Michaels. He say, yeah, that's AKA Biggs. You know, he love to talk about you, Biggs. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's his partner.
And we would have those moments together out
Yes.
there in Daly City, man.
Yeah.
We live over there off of 92nd, I think it was.
92nd.
And boy, we spent a lot of time, man. And we'd be reminiscing on y'all talking about what they doing versus what we were doing. And you know, time brought us back together. So I'm good to be at the table right now, man. Blessed.
It's
know.
it's an honor and a pleasure to have you, bro.
Yeah.
Because you know, we just want most of our listeners to know that we are not here to try to steer your life the way you think you would want us to steer it. No, we're not here to tell nobody anything. Because my mother told me a long time ago, people will try to live your life and theirs ain't shit.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to sit and tell you how to live your life. But what we will do is just tell you our experience.
Your life
And whatever
experience.
you take from that, that's what you take from that. We're not expecting a bunch of young people to come on our podcast and say, ooh, I want to just listen to these. Because we know that ain't what their thing is. But for you parents out there, we hoping that we can say some things that you can put in your mind to say to your child. What do you think about that, Charles? What do you think?
Well, I mean, me personally, I mean, you know, the parents are the pillar of the community.
Yes.
You know, the parents are the ones who actually was the gods that brung us here. You know, if anyone they really understand the nature of God, it's not a spook. You know, because people believe. I had to tell a sister the other day that Bibles don't fall from the sky. It's come from the mind of a man that
Yeah.
God put the spirit in.
Yeah, inspired
Okay,
by it.
and you okay? So the thing is that they always been the pillar of the community, and that's why we always talk about the youth, because a lot of the youth is hurting and killing one another, and they don't even know that they tied to each other, even if it's not through blood, and you know, and blood is thicker than mud, you know. But the thing is that, you know, his mother and my mother may have knew one another, and we didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Because when they all came from what they call a great migration from the South, from being lynched and Jim Crowed and all the things like that, when they came to California, a lot of our family lived with each other. That's where the Asians and the Mexicans got that from. They got it from us. We started that first. When your auntie came from wherever y'all was from, Mississippi, St. Louis, and when she came and your mama was here first, they lived with them. And they all lived under the same roof. And the whole community was connected. You know, you couldn't be at his mother's house. I couldn't be out in front of his mother's house at 6 o'clock and everybody's indoors and his mother look out there and see who I was out there. She gonna find out who I belong to,
Yes,
what
sir.
family. She gonna make me come
Yes.
in and find out where's my mama and my daddy or wherever my parents was and make sure that I got home safely. You know, so a lot of us is connected and not really understand that. So we lose 100 years. If my son killed your son, then that breaks us apart. Because, you upset because my son killed your son, and I'm upset saying that your son was wrong, and we didn't. That's 100 years wasted, okay? That's gone down the drain. So a lot of the times we really need to understand who we dealing with, why we dealing with these people, and what's really going on. And that's the real connection between the youth. If we need to really educate them and make them understand that all of them are connected some way or the other.
Yes.
Just like the
Yes.
brother was telling me that his son, his grandson is connected to my son, which is first cousins and stuff like that. You
Right.
really, you never know. So
right.
it's imperative for our youth to really understand and start getting a true knowledge of self. And with that, I'll let you go ahead and finish.
Yeah,
up
I
what you
have a
said.
question for Keevin on
Yeah,
that.
go ahead.
So what do you think, Keevin? You think the way that we used to do things, like the older ways, like our parents used to treat us, and do with us, do you think we ought to go back to those?
I think
Particular ways?
I think some old school value should never leave.
Okay.
Because it like my brother was saying, it sets a tone in the village, but we've been broken up and divided, and our women has been divided from us. So it divides our children.
Yes.
And with the system being ran the way it has been ran to take us out of the house, away from our children, our young men and women, that we could possibly be, enlighten them on true life experiences, we don't get that opportunity. So they learn it from the streets. See, and that's a design, the enemy's plan. If I can get to the woman, I can get to the children. But first I got to get the man out the way. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so once they get you and I out the way, then they make the move toward the woman, which is the one that's, the head of our children. And then they break that up, and now we got these wayward generations going on, whether it be through dope, prison, divorce, or whatever it may be. But one thing that we have to do is get back to basics with our women.
Right.
And get our women to understand that, look, no matter what job position I hold, or if I don't hold a job, aka 8-hour job, but if I'm taking my sons and daughters to school, dropping them off, making sure they being monitored correctly, that doesn't give you a power over me as a man in my house. See,
Right.
so what they did was let's disarm the brother, arm the sister with power, make a she-ro over the house, belittle you, and then we got the kids. And then they teach the children, most of the women teach the children that if you ain't giving them some kind of financial support, that means they assassinate your character. Then your son look at you, or your daughter look at you as less man, which you really not a less man. You're their father, and you should be respected as such.
Exactly.
It's like it's honor. You know what I'm saying? Whether your mama's a dope fiend, prostitute,
right.
your daddy's whatever in the ditch, he's still your daddy and your mama. That's a order by God.
Yes.
And you just got to honor it. So our children have to be taught to honor.
Right.
And the beginning of it is the fearing of God.
Yes.
See, a lot of times these kids run around, they have no fear of God. You and I, we feared God. My mama made me fear God.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Whether he
Yes.
was Allah or Jesus, I knew
Yes.
he was God.
Yes.
Okay, I knew he was real. You understand what I'm saying, Big?
Yes,
I
sir.
know that for a fact. Whether you call him Jesus, Muhammad, Moses,
Yeah.
or whatever, my
Yeah.
mother and father was the closest thing to God that I knew, because they chastised me, they put me in check. But they was closer to following God then.
Right.
But slowly but surely, we got better in terms of our living locations. They broke it up with integration, and we spread it. One of us moved next to a doctor, the other one made a move, and then we took our kids away from each other. And now here we are.
Here we are.
We done arrived to a mad world.
To a mad world.
Yeah, this is a mad world. And in order to get our babies back, we got to get these women back.
Now, I also have another question for you that I believe that you can answer that I wanted to know, because I know you do a lot of great work in the community, a lot. and so did my brother there, Big Dude. But I had a message. If you can tell, and we're not talking about no matter what nationality it is, who's ever going through something devastating, whoever's going through trouble and going through heartache this day, what advice would you give them? From a pastor or reverend perspective, whatever you choose for me to call you.
I'm gonna come from a minister standpoint.
Okay, minister.
So only God
Okay.
is reverence.
That's what I need to know.
Pastors have.
So from a minister standpoint,
You
what
know,
would you say?
now that's a question I often have to ask myself. You know, what is it I would want said if I was going through some trials and tribulations? I'm gonna always, with my calling on my life, I'm gonna always make God your first option.
Okay.
That's your first and should be your first and only option. But I would be able to bear witness to that young man or woman about when I was going through a trial and how I got to where I am. It's not easy to live, you know, where you and I, us three, come from, to be
Yes.
64 or in our 60.
Yes.
At one point in my life, I never thought I'd be 60, Biggs. You know, I just couldn't see
Right.
it.
Right.
But through time and through the grace of God. But to get back to your question is, I would tell that young man or young woman, hey, this is what I went through. I've been your age. I understand what it's like to be your age. I done lived to be your age. I want you to live to be mine. I got something that I can share with you. I want to breathe life into you. Life is not over. Even though you feel like you're on the brinks of giving it up, life is not over. Every day is a new day. And give them some new hope and some new light, some new love. And it takes time to do that because a lot of our children been broken.
Right.
So we're dealing with a lot of brokenness. It's not something you just walk into candidly and speak on because they've been practiced not to listen so long to a godly voice. They have an ear for the world.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So we as preachers or ministers, we got to come from the dirt with them, you know, and just tell them the truth about how I got to become Minister Keevin. I got some scars to prove how I got here.
Right.
This wasn't nothing I wanted to do.
Right.
I ran from this. I wanted to be like John Gotti and the rest of the fools.
Right.
Because that's what all I was told I was going to be from the neighborhood that I was coming from.
Right.
But God said something different. But I got the scars to prove that I can talk to a young man, young woman, no matter what nationality or background you come from.
Right.
But you have to listen.
There it is. What is your take on that, Big?
Well, I kind of lost the train of thought about that. But my biggest point is that I always want to tell people is that we have been taught so wrongfully. Our elders, even though our elders was together, we was manipulated to taught so wrongfully. Just about maybe 3 months ago, I was walking, I was going to my truck, and a sister pulled up, and she said, how you doing, brother? And I said, I'm doing well, thanks for asking. And she said, and she handed me a flyer. She said, we going to celebrate the birthday of Jesus and this and that. And she handed me a flyer, and I looked at the flyer. I seen a Caucasian on there with stringy hair and the sun behind his head. And I handed the sister the card back, and I said, first of all, this is the wrong picture. And she snatched the card out of my hand, and she said, you have a good day, and burned rubber. And she took that personally. But the thing is, as I want to say is that, first of all, it was a brother that he was a Christian. He was a good brother, good ball player when I was in the joint. And he was a Christian, and we were studying Islam and this and that. And one day we was at the commissary, and he we was talking about religion and stuff like that. And he said, yeah, man, the brothers always talking about, this and that about, that's not Jesus and all that. He said, what difference does it make? And he was talking to another brother. And I said, excuse me, brother. I said, that's not the question that you should ask the brother. I said, that's the question that you should ask the white man, because we didn't change his color, they did. So apparently it meant something, because they wouldn't have never changed his color. Because if you read the book don't describe a man with stringy hair. You see a man with brown skin with woolly hair. You got woolly hair, I got woolly hair. You got Brien Skull again. I mean, does that make? I mean, and if you don't want to believe what I'm just saying, then go onto your podcast and go on to the Google and see where Putin just showed the picture of Jesus, and they got the picture of the Madonna, all that, and at the Vatican, that she was a black woman. And I mean, the thing is that we need to realize how awesome and how profound as black people that we are, okay? Because either we have been mistaught or we really just don't know. We are direct descendants from the kings and queens of what they call Africa, which has never been Africa. That's a Johnny-come-lately. That's Africana Spooshies, Best Spooshies, a white man, settler, that was his name. We was there way before him. So it's not Africa, so you're not African-American, you're a black man. Okay, you're an Asiatic black man. And also, I want to touch on us saying about Jesus. Should no person praise Jesus than they do God? And reason why I say that, how would that make you feel if you bought your grandson a present and he praised the president and not thank you?
Can I touch on something?
Yeah, go ahead, touch on that.
I agree with that because Jesus is the Son of God.
Right.
And God sent Jesus as a representative of him, okay? That's it. Whenever I pray as a black man, I had never thought God was white, and I was born in the South. When I closed my eyes and pray, I never saw him as a zigzag, stringy hair white man because of who my parents were.
Right.
And who my great-grandparents were. See, my great-grandfather, he was a free black man. And on his property, he had a sign that said, "No whites allowed. This is private property." So I think it comes from how we raised. I believe that if you're Asian and close your eyes, you see an Asian God.
Yes,
And I think if you're white, close your eyes, you probably see a white God.
yeah.
But I do believe that some so-called, I don't know what that Christian stuff is about, but I believe that if you got God, whether you follow Allah,
Yes.
Christ, Jehovah, whatever you want to call your God,
Yes, sir.
if you got the Spirit of God in it,
Yes,
you're going to know where the truth lies. You should never see a Muslim and a Christian at odds if they both believers.
Right.
And we claim he's one God.
Right.
Okay. Now,
Okay, come on.
me, I'm Islam and Chrislam.
Yes.
I'm all that in a bag of chips because my life is an example. If I put a kufi on my head and took the cross from around my neck, I'm Abdullah.
Yeah.
Cross around my neck, I'm Keevin. You know what I'm saying? It's the perception. See, a lot of people get caught up, from what I'm noticing, Biggs, with some of the brothers that I've came across that are in Islam. Most of my best friends are Muslims. Man, I got more Muslim friends than I got Christian friends,
Right.
if that's what they call themselves.
Right.
But I just believe that, like he said, we've been taught. Backwards. Of course, you've been taught. If you don't know that by now, being a black child, that's why it's so important that we go back and teach our own children. Teach our own. I teach mine at home. My children already know they black. I was a Baptist. If you look in the final call in year 2001, they did a write-up on me and my family because I'm a minister, Christian minister, or whatever they wanted to consider me as. But my children went to the University of Islam. So they say, why would you come up with that? Well, I say, well, they're not going for a faith, they're going for education.
Right.
They ain't looking for a faith. I done gave them a faith. The faith is in God. But they're not there for that. They're there because they provide a great education. And I think Islam is beautiful for our people. I think we all need to take a page from Islam and learn from Islam, learn something from Jesus, put the right and the truth together and grow from it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And not let that divide us.
Right.
spiritually,
Spiritually.
because we got some good folks that are Muslims, good, humble, true born bred Muslims that love Allah. And you got some Christians that just ain't rolling with Jesus. And then you got some Muslims that just as backwards as the Christians
Right.
in every group.
Right.
In every group. I ain't seen a group that didn't have it.
Yeah. That's some real talk there. I was just thinking, hold on, before I got interrupted by that doorbell. But anyway, you know, when I sit back and I think, because like as well, Charles know, when I first fell, I was part of the nation. But one thing about God and one thing about Allah, we call him Allah, if you don't use it, you lose it. And I used to always tell Big, I said, well, sometime when you come over and you speak, brother, you know, you bring life back into me. Because there's a lot of things I forgot than I know. Because he don't only groove, he removes. So if you're not practicing the word, he'll take it from you.
That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? You know. But I also want everyone that's out there listening that when you hear Bay 100, keeping it real, we're not scripted. We're off the top. And we're not trying to impress anyone. What we are doing, what I am doing, I know I can speak for me, that I don't have much to give. Life is moving on. But I do have a little wisdom to give. And if I can just give a little of that, I feel good about it. Because I don't have an abundance of things. And if I did, I would share it. But I'm going to share what I have now because maybe something's going to come out of my mouth somebody wanted to hear, that they can pass on to their loved ones or whatever the case may be. Like I said, we ain't got nothing and we running out of that. So it's not like we trying to tell nobody how to live their life. But we is saying that we're going to pour our heart into giving whatever we can back, if we can.
Yeah.
And we would love for our community to, I mean, if you have comments, if you think we're wrong about something, you can make a statement.
I agree with Brother
Go with
Biggs. Brother Biggs is right. Brother Michaels is right. It starts with love and the community.
Yes.
He touched based on, how our ancestral track should go. He broke that down for us very clearly and correctly. I just want the television audience
come on with it.
to understand that.
Come on with it.
It's no different at this table.
Right.
As one, I feel like this. If you can get to the mosque, and that's going to get you right, young brother and sister, get to the mosque.
Get there.
If you can get to the church and it's going to get you right,
Get there.
That's it.
Simple as that.
Then sometimes we start out as Muslims and then we end up as Christians. Sometimes we start as Christians and end up as Muslims. But you're going to find out at the end of the day that God is God. He's
Bottom
God.
line.
And he's God all by himself.
All by himself.
You don't need no help.
You don't need
being
no
there.
help.
You don't need none. And the God I serve is mighty.
Yes.
He's faithful. He's just. He'll make my enemies be still.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'll stand for my people. For Christ I live, and for Christ I die. I think that's a real revolutionary spirit to have, because when you believe in something and you're willing to die for it, you know it's real then.
Yes, sir.
So, that's where I stand on my faith, and I think my faith matches this brother's faith, and we're saying the same thing before God.
And I think
This is my brother.
I
This
feel
is my
like this.
brother right here.
Yes, sir.
We're family at this table, man.
Yes. And I'm riding on that same wagon.
Hey, man.
I'm right there.
If the enemy came in here right now, we ain't gonna have time to say you're a Muslim, I'm a Christian. We're gonna just start getting down, right?
We start getting down.
We're gonna get down. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Right, Stevie?
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Yes, sir.
Well, see, one of the reasons it was an honor for me. Let me just say honor for me to have my two brothers here today, because I know in my heart, I've been knowing both of you for over 50 years.
Of course.
And I know once we sat down, we was gonna get some things cleared.
Yeah, we still could go
And,
deeper.
and we go, it's gonna be a lot more of this, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot more. But we just want the people to understand where we're coming from right now. And if you keep tuning in, it's gonna get better and better. And Big, if you'd like to add something to that, go ahead. Feel free to add whatever you like to add.
No, you know, I remember you used to say something to me that Al Islam taught you, and it's a fact. Is that there's no difference between a believer and a non-believer because neither one of them know anything.
Right.
In order to
brother.
become a powerful person, you must become a knower. And what is the root word of know is knowledge.
Knowledge.
Okay, mystery. It shouldn't be a mystery. You can't. You can't absolve, or you can't. The word I'm looking for. You can't. You can't determine anything unless you get the knowledge, right? You have to get the knowledge, and the knowledge is there for us to get. You understand? We
Yes.
all lived in the projects, right? Mm-hmm. Right? We all lived in the projects,
Yes.
so we know what it is to have roaches, right?
Right.
Okay. We all know when you turn the lights on, what the roaches do.
They disperse.
Square.
Okay, the light is about to come on. Okay, what's going on right now with all these Caucasians? First of all, I want to add that for 350 years, that the white man has dominated the immediate income in this household. Okay, he was the leading person at that particular time. You know who's number one now?
Who's number one?
Do you know who number one
Oh,
is
who's
now?
number one?
Who's number one now is the Indians.
Indians.
They have what they call make $140,000 a year as the median income. Number two is the Asians. They make a median of $110,000 immediate income a year. Number three is the Caucasian. Now he's number three. He makes a median of $88,000 a year. And number four is the so-called Mexican, which is a derivative from mixed Indian. The Mexican came from the Spaniards. They used to, when they came over here, they raped a lot of what they call Native Americans. They called them Indians because Christopher Columbus thought he was in India. Okay, that's how they got the name. But anyway, it was called mixed Indian. That's what the word derivative from Mexican. That's the reason why it was their people. That's the reason why California was once given to them. That's why all these names you have is Hispanic names. California, San Francisco, Fresno, Palo Alto, San
San Diego.
Mateo, San Jose.
Yeah.
Okay, this is once they gave them to them and they took it back. But the thing I want to really say is that we're on the bottom of the totem pole. It's the Mexicans next who are considered making $70,000 a year. And then the blacks are considered the bottom, which is $55,000 a year. Okay, statistics say that 70% of our sisters are not married and 30% of them will never be married. 69% of the black men are not married, and they said 29% of us will never be married. Now, on the face of this planet, that is not even heard of. It's the only exists in the black family. That only exists in this black family, in the family around, okay? And they said that man has never been known to reach his full potential of success without family. And the Caucasians knew that, right? So that's why they was able to break up the family. And also, when you talk about religion, we have to remember when we was here, when we was first here, okay, they don't know how old we are. I went through that before. They don't know. We the only nationality on the face of this earth that the scientists don't know how old we are, because every time they think they have us pegged, they find more bones. And every time they study the origin of man, they go to what they call Africa, which is not Africa. I always want to emphasize that to the black people. That's not Africa. You're Asiatic. That was all Asia before they got there. Okay, but they found bones, right, of a man, Zinjanthropus, was 250,000 years old. Okay, they said, okay, they 250,000 years old. Then they thought they had his pig. Then they found his father. His father was a lot older than that. And then they found, just not too long ago, several years ago, they found bones of a woman they called Lucy. They called her the mother of civilization. They said she was 5 million years old.
Right.
They said, okay, well, they 5 million years old. Now, just recently, not too long ago, you look it up, they just found bones of a little boy who was older than her. Okay, so when they talk about the book, all right, when we first was here, we didn't need no tablets and stones to know about the one and true living God. Okay, religion was set to break us all up. That's all it was done. That's all religion was done, set to break us all up, divide us. Okay, when we came here, we didn't need no book and stones and tablets. It's just when mankind came here. No disrespect to other nationalities, but they're all mankind besides you. You're a man, because you gave birth to all of them. Because black is not an essence, it's an essence from what every other color is derived from. You can't get red without black. You can't get orange without black. You can't get white without black. You can't get brown without black. It's not a color, it's an essence from what every other color comes from. So I'm saying that to say this, is that we have to change our thought pattern. And also I want to say that when we were building pyramids, all the other nationalities were living in caves and huts and eating one another. When we were solving mathematical complex engineering problems, when we was able to solve engineering and mathematical problems, they was eating one another. So we are the greatest people on the face of this earth. And we have to realize that, and we have to start honoring that. You know, you should never walk past a black person and not say, hello, how you doing? Good morning. How you? We walk past each other, and then we always say, oh, we believe in God, but we walk past a brother, but as soon as a white man come, here we go. We start tightening up. We want to please them. That's it. That's that brain. That's that brainwashing. Yeah. That's that, you know, they we say we believe in God, but we treat them like they God, right? But they treat you Asians. You know, I had not to cut you off, but I had a Vietnamese friend, right? And we worked together, and we got to talking. We was dialoguing, and I was telling him that his great ancestors were black people. He was nah. I said, man, look it up. Anything that I tell you, you can challenge it, look it up, and then you come back and you talk to me. Okay, but the reason why I was saying that is that he was saying that the word is that black people are fools. That's why you see Asian people, they live in your community, they don't even speak to you. They walk right by you like you don't even exist. I know, I live in the building with them. You do. Most of them don't speak to you. Mexicans do the same thing. They don't speak to you unless they get to know you on a personal basis.
Right.
So they look at us like we fools because why? Because we're so divided. We so divided, and we talk about, oh, we want reparations and all that. Do you know that we can get that overnight? And I'm gonna give you an example, and then I'm gonna let the brother take over. You remember when Rosa Parks was denied to sit in front of the bus? You remember that?
Yes,
y'all
sir.
always talk that. We was all
Yes,
taught
sir.
that, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. When she was denied to sit on the front of the front of the bus, and they wanted her to sit on the back, so she got put off. So Martin Luther King came up with a thing. He said, okay, we're not going to demand respect. We're going to command respect. And how you do that? What they do? They said, we boycott. So what they did was they start carpooling with each other going to work. They gave each other rides. Even if they had to pitch in on gas, they did that. And guess what? When the bus, the Muni or whoever it was at that particular tribe, but transportation people, when they tallied up their money at the end of the
They broke the bus system.
They looked and said, wow, we didn't know that these people were spending this kind of money. We're losing thousands and thousands of dollars. Let them sit where they want to sit. Okay, and we can do the same thing with this. Okay, this 40 acres now is up to about maybe $5 trillion. They owe us a lot. Okay, We fought in the German War. We fought in every war we died. The French War. We fought in all the wars. Okay, this the only country that ever dropped an atomic bomb on a country. Okay, Japan. They rebuilt Japan. They fought Germany. They overtook Germany. They rebuilt Germany. But the black man, the so-called nigger, is raggedy in the streets, bent over, on dope, out of his mind, and don't know who he is. So we got a lot of work to do, brother. We got a lot of work to do, a very lot. And with that, I'm
sir. What you think, Keevin?
Well, hey, the man just spoke, and there's a lot of is fact check. He's on point. Fact check.
Yeah.
He's on point. And the thing is, right now, in the here and now, you know what I'm saying? Once we connect ourselves to knowing and being in the knowledge where he is, it could help us bridge those gaps. But right now, our people need to stop selling dope to one another, stop drinking alcohol, boycott those liquor stores that they go cash their checks at in their neighborhoods. And this is one reason we so far back, because mentally we just people that are handicapped in a sense,
Right.
and been wounded so hard so many different ways, lacking of hope, for our people. But a change can come.
Yes.
But we got to start within our own households. You know what I mean? I seen, like he said, people that don't speak to us. I see our people at these jobs where they treat other nationalities with more respect than they do for themselves. Uncle Tom attitudes. You know what I'm saying? I understand all that.
Right.
And the ones who calling themselves Christians, they just using that name in vain. Because Jesus wasn't nothing about that. That wasn't even in his makeover. He was a revolutionary Jesus. Everywhere he went, trouble rose, and he fought. Okay.
Fought. He said, I go to prepare a place for you, that you may be also.
Right.
Okay.
And so like with Rosa Parks and Dr. King, they did it for 396 days. Absolutely.
Shut him down.
Absolutely. Dr.
Yes.
King said absolutely nobody is going to ride the bus. Absolutely.
No black people.
And what I was told now, this could be fact check, and it's not to dishonor Sister Rosa Parks, but I heard it was a real dark-skinned black lady that refused to give up her seat to a white man. But they chose her because she was a good face for the movement. Now, I don't know, maybe you could fact check
Yeah,
that.
well, I'm not sure about that, but I never heard that. But with this note, I just want to say that, I'm going to give you something, all you brothers, something to think about. Why is P. Diddy in jail?
Because
No,
he was a
you-
powerful young black man.
Yeah,
That's
but
why.
but why is he actually in jail?
I really don't know because I don't follow P.
Okay,
Diddy.
you don't. But okay, but these are the things
But
I
I
want to
can
say.
say maybe because he's a powerful black man.
Yeah, well,
and the
that
things
was-
he did,
that- yeah.
and what he's put
we
out there.
we can get into a number of things, but we know it was some unjust shit going on too.
Yeah, but I'm
Some
saying, but
unjust
they
shit.
made
right.
it. But they made it seem as if he was mistreating people in the music business, and he was doing all this fornication and having these wild parties and all that. And we all had parties, and don't tell them what people do when they go to the motel
right.
rooms. And he had cameras and all this different stuff. But that's not the reason why he's in jail. The reason why P. Diddy is in jail because he sued the alcohol company from an undisclosed amount. They settled out in court, and they wanted to destroy him. Okay, then we're gonna go into the situation with Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson got killed. He didn't die. He got killed.
Right.
He got killed because after he bought the rights to the Beatles that could nobody else buy, which was the most powerful white people that ever existed as a group. He bought that, and then that wasn't enough. He went to buy the trade and also the copyrights of Spider-Man. And you know how big Spider-Man was when we was kids. He went to buy that, and when he bought that, that's when he had to go. Same thing with Prince. He challenged the music industry.
Yeah.
He gave a concert, and he said, well, I'm not using y'all anymore because you stole and taken so much money from him. He gave a concert, and when he gave his concert, and people that came to his concert, he sold his CD to them at the stands. They said, "Oh no, you're
Yeah.
too smart. These are things that like Arsenio Hall used to say, make you think. You say, okay. I'm just giving you for example. Okay, the situation with Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Whitney Houston had challenged the copyrights. She wanted her copyrights, and she also challenged them about the money that they beat her out of when she went on tour. She died of a mysterious death in the bathtub, saying she OD'd. Okay, the same thing happened to Jimi Hendrix, the great black guitar player. Jimi Hendrix was one of the greatest.
Yes.
He died in a bathtub because Jimi Hendrix had said that he was going to fund the Black Panthers. His security guard was an ex member for the what's the people they call that protect the president?
CIA.
Secret Service.
Secret Service, but he was a British Secret Service,
Okay.
and he died of a mysterious death. So these are the things that they do when you get to a certain extent. Because when Michael Jackson soon as he went to try to purchase for the Spider-Man, he was gonna buy it. That came up with the little incident about him molesting white boys. And the white boy later on, when he got older, he came out front and said Michael never did anything to him, but they killed him. He gave him the Protothal, and he killed him. They killed Prince. They did all the stuff. So all the great leaders that we once had, they killed them, and we just let them just go ahead and get away with it. We let them get away with it. I mean, then we can say, okay, well, what can we do? Okay, the thing is that we are the biggest consumers in the world. Black people are the biggest consumers in the world. Okay, all we got to do overnight is go to BMW, say, okay, this is what we want. We can go to Mercedes. We can go to all these different people, and we can say, we ain't buying none of y'all products. We not buying cornflakes. We not buying nothing until all y'all come to the table and say, because white people can say, oh, their argument is, we wasn't responsible. We wasn't the ones who enslaved y'all and this and that. Okay, do all of y'all remember the O.J. Simpson trial?
Yeah.
You remember the O.J. Simpson
Yeah.
trial? Okay, they found O.J. Simpson innocent, didn't they?
Yep.
But they found him responsible. Now, you tell me, how could a person be innocent of a crime and be responsible another way? But I'm going to tell Caucasians in their face right now how they're responsible. Because what their forefathers did to us set up for what they have right now that they don't want to change, and they benefited from. So they are responsible for that debt.
Yeah, they're
owe.
benefactors of slavery on black people's back. Like you said, we worked for 350 years, sweat and blood, for not a dime. We didn't get a dime in return. They walk around here talking about how rich this country is. We never stop to think about how we got rich so quick. It got rich because you and I made it rich. I could go on and on with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we as a people, black people, if we can come back to our blackness, brother,
The love.
it's got to start there.
Yeah, well, because I see brothers, and I'm just being 100%, and we all know that we see our people make it, and then they start acting like they got here on the Mayflower.
Yeah, they changed.
Yeah. No, they act like they got here on the Mayflower when they got here just like we did through the hulls of ships.
Right.
You got a brother, he's arrogant, he don't want to talk to nobody, want to talk, put everybody down, this and that. But you's a Negro, you's the same nigga that got over here, that you wasn't taken, you were sent. God sent the strongest people that he had. And we have to realize that if it wasn't for us being over here, the United States, this country would have been gone a long time ago.
We the strongest
built
of the
it.
hall, right, brother?
We built it. Just what the Masonic order is on. It's about Jubilo and Jubilee. Okay, they was the master architects, and they knew how to build. Okay, we taught them how to build. We taught them how to travel at night. We taught them how to bury their own. Cremation came from them. If you ever watched Greek mythology, they used to put them in a big old thing, and they shoot the arrow, and they catch on fire, and cremation them came from them. So I'm saying to the black people, stop. If you don't have to, please stop burning your people, because God say from ashes to ashes, dust to dust. You came from dust. That's why I say we coming from the dirt, no matter who feelings it may hurt, because that's what we return. We came from that, okay? and that's what we're going to return to. So bury your own people, because we don't get buried, we get planted, okay, because we enrich the earth. We are the greatest people on the face of this earth. We are direct descendants from the man who put the sun, moon, and stars in the sky. Okay, the great Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that everything you see that is in existence, that's the reason why they say the best things in life is for free. Why they say the best things in life is for free? Because everything you see that's around you came from the mind of a man, and he didn't have to pay for it. God gave it to him for free.
Yep.
All right? He gave it to him for free.
Even like you were saying, even the inspired words, getting back to the Bible or the Quran, he didn't write no books. But library shelves can't contain information that's written in his name. That's the great thing. But all of these books are written by inspired men.
Yeah, that he says. Yes.
Just to get back to your point.
Yeah, exactly. They did.
That we sit at the table and we listen to each other.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
To follow.
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So our believing brothers, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
But we need the real teaching of the language that you speak, and that's biblical. Yeah. We need that kind of teaching amongst us, because that's what made us strong.
Yes,
or
sir.
that's going to keep us strong.
Yes,
but they kept dividing. They just kept weeding it out.
They kept finding ways to do that. They kept finding,
on.
And we can't allow brothers to sell us out anymore.
Yeah, we got to
see what Caucasians do. They don't care if it's their brother. If they feel like he's is jeopardizing their future, they get rid of him.
Yeah,
they get rid of him. They don't allow him to sell him out. We allow people to sell us out, and we go along and we party and all that. When a white man build a big, a large library, we buy a bigger TV. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to know exactly what you're doing. You have to be inspired to have the knowledge and search for it, because it's there. You have to search for it.
Yeah, we have to teach our kids literacy.
Yeah, we have
need to learn how to read.
Right.
And write.
And
science.
And to add on a few things, I just want to say this for those of you that's out there listening. We speaking to you sisters too. You sisters are more than welcome to come on this air and share your thoughts about what we're talking about. Yes. If you have anything that you feel that you want to get off your chest, we more than welcome you. Because, Queen, we are looking forward to hearing from you, Queens.
Oh, yeah.
Because you understand me, you are the mother of the world.
Yeah, well, we want you to call, but we want you to be based on facts. We don't want you to call because in the court of law, hearsay it has no value.
Well, I tell you like this, that's something I felt I didn't have to say because I know people should know where we coming from. It's called Blade 100 to keep it real.
Exactly, but I'm just saying.
So I ain't.
No.
If you come over here, shaking and jiving,
right?
You'll be busted out.
No, I'm just saying because what I'm saying to you is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad always taught us is if a man tell you something and he can't prove it, you can charge him with lying.
Exactly.
If this man tell me he got a brand new Rolls Royce and then he can't never show it to us, we can charge him with lying.
But see, what I'm saying is
that's not what you gonna charge me.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is
with the truth.
If you come on,
I want to be clear on the air.
If you come
I'm
on
not
here,
gonna get charged for that.
I'm gonna be clear right now.
Right.
If you come over here, some things. Let me just say this: some things don't have to be spoken when you're speaking from here.
Yeah.
You know, because if you can't read that, then that's your problem because you're going to get told about it. Right. So some things I might skip over because I figure like you should know where we coming from.
Right.
Because if you know us, then you know what we saying.
But
no, we ain't got to go through a whole lot of
not to
explaining
cut you off, but I didn't mean to cut you off.
Talking about what you shouldn't do.
I don't mean to cut you off, but the reason why I say that is because a lot of times we go off hearsay. Everything that I spoke to you, I studied.
Fact check it, right?
Yeah, but I studied.
Yeah, we fact check.
So
right?
but I'm just saying. So I'm saying if you call in, please call in with something based on fact. Don't call in because you said your father or your brother or somebody told you that. Because people, the Quran says, he said, I'm praying like my father prayed. And the Quran says, what if your parents were fools?
Well, now listen to this.
And the Bible say the same thing.
And if they said that, and if they did that, you must wasn't paying attention to what we was talking about.
Right.
Because we very clear
Yeah, but
We're
I'm
very
saying, well,
clear.
we have that. We
deviated
have
the
no, but
conversation.
but the thing is that we have a tendency to do that. You
Yeah.
know, no,
People have a tendency to do
no,
that.
Well,
no,
what you're saying is-
no, because like if I'm successful, we are never successful. This is what we have to understand is that we are. If his brother have a house that's 20,000 square feet, it doesn't mean anything if our whole people hasn't made it. Every nationality, they ain't made it until their people made it. Okay. We haven't made it. You can do it individually, but that's gonna be gone because once you're gone, your children gonna fight over it, and it might be gone in 2-3 years. Okay?
Yeah, but see,
By design,
I
once
think,
again, by
I think
design.
we got off topic of somewhere a little bit. from
no,
what I
no,
was
we
saying.
talking. No, we just
Yeah.
talking
No,
about.
we just jumped off just a little bit. Now, I was just speaking on as far as sister wanting to come on the show and just be
No,
authentic.
it's all based on.
That's the only place I was at.
Yeah, I understood that.
Yeah.
I understood that,
Yeah.
and
all I'm saying is this. This is just me personally. This is me personally. When things come out my mouth, it's like this. I shouldn't have to keep repeating it because it's like this. If you can't pick it up from what we're talking about now, then you don't know us.
You're talking about discernment.
I'm
huh?
talking about period.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? You must don't know us. Because one thing about us, we're going to keep it 100. It's what it's called, Bay 100.
Right.
So you should know automatic. Don't call in here with that bullshit.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to keep the shit on the
No,
table.
but I mean,
Since we going there.
reason why I said that because I had somebody who called me with it. So
Yeah.
that's the
Well,
reason why.
that's why they ain't here.
No, but I'm just saying. But I'm just saying because you will have some people calling.
I'm not saying they won't.
No, exactly. But I'm saying you will have people calling based on hearsay.
That's natural.
No. Let me finish. But I'm just
Yeah.
saying. And in the court of law, that's why hearsay is no good. Right?
Of course.
You have to prove. You remember on training day, Denzel kept telling the white boy, he said, "Ain't what you know, it's what you can prove."
Exactly.
Okay, so if you can't,
Exactly.
if you can't
Exactly.
prove it,
Exactly.
so that's the thing. So, and it's not
Right.
putting nobody down or nothing like that, but I'm just saying, reason why I say that to say this is that I'm saying if it's something that you want to say, please study on that, and then if you do a fact check like the brothers say, I'm gonna accept it.
Of course.
You know.
And if you don't know that, then
Yeah.
you're in the wrong place.
Yeah, you know.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're in the wrong place with the bull crap.
Do your homework before
Do
you
your
come.
homework before you get here.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying, when you're speaking with real people, a lot of things don't have to be said because you already said it. You know, so when they come with that bullshit, this is what Bay 100, keep it real.
Watch
I
out,
said
man.
bullshit. That's what I said. When you come with that bullshit, we're gonna send you out of here with it. Cause you ain't coming in here with it. Cause we're gonna keep it 100 from the beginning. So what I'm saying is, do your homework like my brother said. We do fact checks here. You know, like he said, you could be charged.
Yeah, if your brother tell you something,
So
you can't prove
if you
it.
come on here,
You can be charged with lying.
be ready.
Yeah.
Have
False
your facts
accusation.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Make
Have your
false-
facts in order.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
testimony.
saying.
But we
You
are
know?
the greatest people on the face of this earth.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate dialoguing with you brothers. But I want to leave you with this one.
Yes, come
this
on
one
with it.
thing is that the mind. Farad taught that the mind can expand 76 quintillion miles. It has the ability to pierce the walls of darkness that the sun can't even illuminate. Okay? So this is the mind power that you have, you and I. We have that mind power. We built this country. We built this world.
Well, we spoke with
gave
no
birth to it.
words at one point.
Yeah.
We didn't have to talk.
No. But
We
I'm
knew we just
yeah,
we
but
each
this
other
is-
meant right here. You know. So ain't nothing changed.
Well, I'll keep it 100. When I first tuned in to Bay 100,
Yeah.
I thought I was going to be here, and I'm sitting here right now. So what you're saying is true.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
I thought about this, and I'm sitting here
of
right
course.
now. Hey, I'm a living testimony. What the mind can really do.
Listen,
You know?
one thing I've learned, everybody have their own interpretation of something. Everybody have their own beliefs. Everybody have their own goals. Everybody have their own dreams, you know? And whatever yours may be, go with it. Because sometimes you can be talked out of what you believe in. You know what I'm saying? But you know, my purpose for having you two brothers on here because I know how intelligent you both are. And
Thank
that
you,
was
brother.
that was my that's my purpose. That's what I wanted. And for those of y'all that are listening, I did what I wanted to do. Yeah, I did that. And I feel good about it because you're my brothers.
Thanks for
And I wanted them to hear y'all talk.
thanks for exposing my intellect, brother.
Yes, for real.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
appreciate
wanted
that.
them to hear you talk.
Yeah, but you know the thing is that
Yeah.
I want to say this. I
Yeah.
want to say this, and this is not making fun or being bitter or saying anything towards that. But the thing is that like you always say, there's no difference between a knower and a believer and a disbeliever. It's become you have to become a knower in this day and time.
Of course.
Right.
Of
And the
course.
root word of that is to have knowledge. And we need to study much as we possibly can and change a lot of the things that we have been turned upside down and inside out with. You understand what I'm saying? So with that, I will close out. I really appreciate dialoguing with you brothers and everything, but it's a lot of work that we have to do. I mean, and not just us, the people that's listening. I want them to rally behind us and really just start changing a lot of the things, the thought patterns and the things that we do. And a lot of us, I remember one time my mama said something to me. It was a girlfriend I had, and she didn't like her. And she said, she said she had did something. And I said, oh, mama, I said, she had good intentions. My mama said, don't tell me nothing about intentions. She said, intentions were, good intentions were paved, or the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So don't tell me nothing about good intentions. Yeah.
Well, one thing I can say is this. Long as we got it across, and one thing I said there, like Lily Mae tell me, the reason why I don't trip on a lot of things, because one thing about the truth, don't need no legs to stand on. Stand by itself. So if it's the truth, I'm not worried about it.
Right.
As long as it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be more of this. And we, like we said, we just getting started. And we looking forward to people coming forth and sitting down, having these discussions. Like I said, I don't have a lot to give back, but I got some knowledge to give.
Right.
And whatever you
We'll
can
take
get out
that.
of it,
We'll take
all
that.
praises due.
We'll take that.
We'll take that.
We'll
you
take
know what I'm
it.
saying? And
We'll
it's
take
nothing
it.
like a honor
And we'll
in
take
being
it.
with my brothers. Can't everybody say they sit at the table and speak with somebody they've been around 50-something years?
Yeah, this is
Say,
amazing.
brothers,
still
I
here.
only been knowing you 20-some years because I'm only 40.
Oh,
so
yes,
I don't
right.
know, but-
Yeah, you're just right. You're a young cat.
His
Yeah,
mind
but-
done went all the
yeah,
way to
yeah,
another
yeah,
part
yeah,
of the
yeah,
world.
yeah,
Back.
yeah.
He's
I forgot y'all young cats.
Yeah.
but he's in the stratosphere.
Yeah.
He's way out there, So with,
Yeah,
with Brother
so we-
Biggs, I
Yeah.
like sitting at the table with you because
Yeah.
I'm always get a good meal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm
Yeah.
always leave filled with knowledge, man. And,
Yeah,
and
I do exactly what
yeah,
you.
Yeah,
Well,
and he's
brothers-
passionate at what he's doing, Brother.
I'm
Brothers
just making. I'm
5'10".
just poking fun. I'm
It's a
poking fun
plus.
at the brother.
Well,
You already
well,
know.
well,
But the thing is that age is something that you can't defeat, right? But it's a beautiful thing.
Yes, it
because
is.
you
That's
don't
why I
have-
speak on it.
Old dude used to say he was an old player. He used to tell me, he said, you don't get old. He said, you get better. He said, clothes get old. He said, you send them to the cleaners and they like new again. He
Yeah.
said, that's the same thing with the black man,
Yeah.
right? He said, so you just get better. He said, when you old, he said, when your children have to take you to the doctor and somebody had to change your diaper. He said, that's when
Same
you get
thing.
old.
Yeah.
He said,
Yeah.
right now, you just getting older.
You
and
living
getting
that baby
better.
form, then you go back to it.
Yeah, you like
It's
your
just the
mom
way
used to
life
say. What
is.
your mom used to tell you?
You know,
Once a man, what?
once a man, twice a child.
All right then.
Yes, and that's the way it is. But when they close, we're going to let Cleveland close. But I just want to say this. Tune into our next podcast. We're going to have some very interesting topics for you. Brother Keevin, my brother, you're more than welcome anytime. Anytime you want to sit at this table with us and, converse on this knowledge, you're more than welcome.
I appreciate
Love
it. man.
having you here.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
And we just want to say to all of you guys out there listening, we love you.
Yes.
We're just not about HP. We're about the Bay,
100.
broad,
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
of it.
I want to send my love
All
out to
of
my
them.
brothers from Hunters Point.
Tell
I
them where
want
you
to
gonna
send
send
them
it.
from Sunnydale,
All
Yeah.
over.
Oh,
Army Street,
All over.
94124, yeah.
Alameda,
yeah,
wherever.
Alameda, you name it, Oakland. I want to name
All
my
Black
right.
brothers.
people.
from Vallejo,
Come to me.
all my people.
We even gonna
man.
throw a boomerang to Sac.
Yes,
All
sir.
the way
We
up to
down
Sac.
all in there.
We
love
all
you,
everywhere.
we love our brothers, man.
We love you.
We love
Yes.
our people, man.
Yes, sir.
You know, I love my people. I'm not perfect. I mean, I'm pretty
Right.
sure it's a bunch of my baby mamas pointing fingers saying, you got nerve. But,
Yeah.
you know, but
all
the
a
thing
part
is,
of it.
But you
one of the
better.
things, but the thing is, I wanted to do say when you said that the brothers we was intelligent, you know,
Yeah.
and I said this on the last segment, it's a difference between being intelligent and smart.
Yes, it
okay?
is.
You know, a
Very
person
big
can be
difference.
intelligent and he can hold a conversation on any level, right, and know exactly what he's talking about. A smart person is a person that make better decisions.
Right.
And that's what I wanted to become, a smart person, not just an intelligent person, a smart person making better decisions. And then that's when you're on the right track, making better decisions.
Sir.
And one more, then I'm gonna let you close. You know who I talked to that made me feel, well, he texted me back, and it's gonna tickle us, you know, John Flatt. Oh, John
really, John
Flatt. I got to sit down and shout to
Left-handed John.
John Flatt.
Oh, Johnny.
Johnny,
Sending love to you, Johnny.
we said we sending our love to you, Johnny Flatt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Me and the rest of you guys that chimed
Mad
in.
Hatter, Weldon.
Mad Hatter, Weldon, all y'all.
We love you, man.
I mean,
we got
especially
Thad up
old
there,
baby.
radio personality. Thad
Yes.
radio
Yes.
personality up there in Sac. We love you, boy.
We love the
Yes.
brothers. I
We
love the
love all
brothers.
y'all,
I
man.
love my
Listen,
brothers.
one thing we ain't
brothers in
doing
the
is
nation.
we don't
love
even
it.
know what hate row is.
No.
We got lost on that direction. We don't even
Yeah.
know where that's at.
No.
Yeah.
We don't take them turns. We taking the straight one.
No,
You understand me?
But
Real.
we do. But one thing we do go abide by: we come in peace, and we leave in peace.
Yes.
And we will not be the aggressor.
No.
But we fight like hell with those who fight with us.
Say it again.
We fight like hell with those who fight with us.
That's what we will do.
Now you sounding like a good Christian.
Yeah.
That's what we will do.
That sounds like a real
So
Christian.
you want to close in with something,
Well,
Keevin?
well,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
it's sitting at the table with you two gentlemen. Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
I went through a situation with my health, had a health challenge, and my brother Charles called me up, and man, I was really on my bed of affliction. Seriously, like about 2.5 years, man, and just starting to learn how to walk again. And he called me and he said, "Brother, listen, this Biggs." He said, "Man, look, I'm gonna speak. You know, I need you to believe that you're gonna get well, man, and you're gonna get up off that bed and you're gonna get strong again. Keevin, we need you, man. We need you out here." And man, that ignited so much in my spirit,
Yeah, we
brother,
did.
man.
We need
I don't
you.
know if it was you or the Honorable Elijah Muhammad speaking
but it
to
was-
you,
it
but
was-
you
it was- it
reached
was the
into
love.
me,
It
man,
was the-
and I appreciate it.
It was the love because, you know,
Yeah.
the thing is that much as we don't get along with each other and stuff like that, we don't know when we may need each other.
Yeah.
You know, it may be a burning house on fire. We might have to come up in there and get you. Or you might have to come and get me.
That's right.
You know, so the thing is that for us to really start trying to mend our differences and quit trying to be so separate and brothers just maybe if this brother got 50 cents and this brother only have a dime, quit acting like you got off the Mayflower, man.
Really.
And I want to add something to you too, real quick. I wanted to say thank you so much because let me tell you something, brother.
Mm-hmm.
When Chauncey passed away, I knew you were sick. You were very sick.
Yeah,
You was very sick.
yeah,
But that didn't stop you. You was there
yes, sir.
and you did the best you can. And then when that mic hit you, remember that?
Yes, sir.
And it jumped out your hand.
Yeah,
remember that?
You
Huh?
remember, oh, you was there.
You remember
yeah,
that?
Yeah.
All right,
Oh
brother.
my God.
But you know the thing is
That was real. That's
yeah, but
my
that
new-
was the will that was the
Woo!
will of God, man.
Well, look,
He
that's
said
what I'm
brought
saying.
him back.
That was
It
the
brought
will
him
of
back.
God.
Did y'all hear it?
Brought him back.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Did we hear it?
Yeah, he brought
If
him back.
everybody else knew, we
Brought-
heard.
look, yeah, it brought me back to her. Y'all see
Brought
that?
him back. It ain't
Did
over
we?
till it's over.
That mic flew about
People
what,
might not
15,
believe what we
20
said.
feet
Right,
up.
but it was your pacemaker. I remember you
It
said
straight
it.
flew out his hand.
Yeah.
Like a bullet.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
Boom, and it hit the
And my
wall.
wife
Yeah.
looked, she said, woo.
Yeah, but that
Yes.
you know, but
You
what
put some
brought him
heart in
back?
there,
what
Brother
brought him
Johnson.
back-
Said, "Come on, Key."
Yes.
What brought
Yes.
him back was the will of God, man.
So that's
You
what I
know,
wanted to say.
It ain't over
Yeah.
till it's over, man.
No matter. And I knew you were sick.
Yeah,
you
we all
was really
did.
sick.
We all
Yeah.
did.
But you know what? You came, you showed up,
Yes, sir.
and when that mic shot out your hand, you flipped it to a different person. That quick. Because
With
you
the mic
starting
did-
off slow. And I
with
said,
the-
oh,
with
I
the-
hope
I'll
he
tell
make
y'all
it.
what happened, man. The mic kicked on my defibrillator.
In your pacemaker,
Boom, kicked it on.
Kicked it on.
Like a
and that
generator.
mic flew out his hand, bruh. Oh my God!
I know
just
God
want to
is
tell
real.
you, thank you, bro.
Oh yeah,
thank you.
he's in you.
He's in
We're
you.
looking at him right now.
Yes, sir.
He's in
Yes,
you,
sir.
brother.
We're looking at him right now.
Thank you, Lord.
You know,
Thank you.
yeah, oh yeah, we're looking at him right
you
now.
know,
God is no spook, man.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
not a
yeah,
spook.
that's what I'm saying. He
traveled
definitely-
9,000 miles.
He's here.
Yeah,
he's not like I tell
he's
him.
in you.
He's not 1,000 miles away. He's right
He's
here.
in you. He's in you.
Yes,
All
sir.
you have to do is tap into that source.
I'll call him up, huh?
Yeah, tap into the
that's what-
source. That's
and,
it.
And I'm a witness that what this brother's saying and what you're saying, y'all actually are bearing witness to what y'all seen in terms of my strength back in my health there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When I
Oh,
see,
yeah.
you know what time it is, and I had to fight. It was
Oh,
it was a real fight. This wasn't, a walk in the park. And I thank God, man, that I had people like you guys in my life, and I knew like the spirit of Lily Mae Hawkins, all of these people, Chauncey, all my friends that went on before me, that stood by me, you know what I mean, and knew that this is a fight. And then when Biggs called me, man, I said, this is really real. Because Biggs ain't,
Yeah.
you're not just anybody, man.
Oh, man. Thank you, brother. I just consider myself
No,
as
I know you're
another
humble
black man.
servant, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying, man,
Thank you, brother.
You're near and dear to my heart. yeah.
but the thing is I was raised the way I always tried to treat people the way that my parents always treated everybody else.
Yes, sir.
I was taught that. So, that in me, I mean, like I said, I always considered myself a pretty intelligent person because I read a lot and studied a lot, but I wasn't always a smart person. Right. And neither one of us, because we all made decisions that, afflicted us. And then, God only, challenged the ones that he loved.
Yeah, I'm still alive.
He from do the will of him.
Yes, right.
Right?
I'm still alive.
Yeah, because he wanted you to go through this.
Yes,
He
I went
wanted
through
you to go through this. He wanted you. A brother told me something, and when we was in prison, and the brother said the only thing different between being alive and being in prison, he said being dead and being in prison is that you get to see who put flowers on your grave. When somebody sends you money and stuff like that, they putting flowers on your grave. So what I'm saying to you and all y'all, give me flowers now. Don't wait till I'm gone.
Exactly my point.
Give me the flowers now.
Yeah,
Man.
we
give it
I
to
can-
you right now.
So I can acknowledge
This
it.
is
don't,
a day
don't
for
wait
me
till
for flowers.
don't wait till I'm gone.
I love you, man.
I love you too,
know what I
brother.
mean?
Yeah.
I love both of you, brothers.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
when we gonna do this again?
We're gonna do this next Sunday. We're gonna do it again.
This is beautiful.
This is hey, look, this is gonna be our livelihood.
But
man.
this is for the if you don't mind, but for the people out there coming in here before it started, and I was in here for about 30 minutes prior.
Yeah.
And it was just a beautiful, total get down of comfort for me. And another thing is I was on time.
Oh yeah.
And I was excited in a
Yes.
good way. I knew that being at the table today was important. In our faith, today is what they call Communion Sunday.
Yes.
We go to the table. So it couldn't be a better, because the last week it was kind of a different schedule.
Yeah.
But today I was able to be at this table.
That's what's
And I talked to my church family and told them, hey, look, I got to be at the table with these brothers. This is one of my most important things for me in ministry, is to be able to show up.
Yeah.
no.
Show up. Don't get caught up in tradition.
Right.
Show up.
Right.
And, I'm on the battlefield with us.
Yes.
I'm from Bayview Hunters Point, man. I just
where
got to
we
keep
from.
it real.
Right.
And, we need to get our neighborhood back. The OGs, I'm saying.
Yeah.
We need to be able to identify who the originals is, because we got a whole
Yeah.
lot of imposters running around there claiming Hunters Point like it's a playground.
Right.
But we need to get back into the history of Bayview Hunters Point. And another thing, before I, stop talking, Joseph Lee Jim, that name need to come off of that thing. Y'all need to look up who Joseph Lee really is.
Okay.
See, that's some things that our community, and if y'all listen to me, I know y'all call it Joe Lee University and, all that propaganda, and that's fine. But find out who Joseph Lee really
is. Yeah.
who he was.
Okay,
who he
we're
was.
gonna do our homework.
Yeah, but the thing is that not only that, it's It's not only that, but we are the only people who have been fooled so much. We were the only people that allow other people to come into our community and open up business. You can't go to Chinatown and open up no shop.
No, you can't.
You know why? You can, but they ain't gonna patronize you.
Right.
You can't go down to Mission and open up no store. They ain't gonna patronize you. You can open it and you're gonna run out of business soon. But we used to come, the white men, all the brothers that wasn't fought in the service thought they was doing the world a bunch of good and thought they was gonna prove to the white man. The sister came on us, and said, stop talking about people going to the service. They had brothers that really wanted to prove themselves and make the country better. I wish I could have called and asked them, well, where are we at now?
Yeah.
Have we made it? Are we in a better position? Or because you got a better job? Or you live in a better community? Because if you ain't got nobody to share with that look like you, then you haven't made it. You haven't made it at all. Because I'm telling you, make sure like all the other nationalities, they haven't made it unless their people made it. But we stopped. We don't have a community anymore because Baby U is gone.
That's what I'm talking
It's
about.
all integrated now because, because like I said, because of the social engineering, they let the environment.
Yeah, and the social engineering, but also the partakers that help the enemy achieve his goal.
Yeah, but the thing is that But the thing is that what happened was they let the environment get so high that it killed so many young youth, and people couldn't stand to drive down, like I said last week, they couldn't drive down Newcomb and see where their son got killed at. They couldn't stand that. I remember Big Lane. Big Lane grew up with my brother and them, and his son got killed. He died right after that. You know what I'm saying? Because it killed him. That's him. Because that's the only way you and I gonna get to the hereafter. There's nothing else beyond this. When you ever went into any kind of situation where you was in a coma or seizure, it's all darkness, total darkness. You come out of darkness, you go back into it. And if you can prove me anything else, then I would honor that. Yes. But right now, like I said, this is it right here. And he talk about the hereafter, not the thereafter. The hereafter what? The rule of the devil, okay? After the rule of the devil, then this is going to be, and that's why people say, oh, God gave his sole begotten son. So you saying God is a fool to give up his son for a world like this? Where man's around there holding hands and kissing one another?
Well, he gave his life for those who believeth in him should not perish and have everlasting life.
But your everlasting life is through your children.
Yeah. Well, I'm having it so far. I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah, you're through your children. Right.
No,
that's the only way you're going to reach the hereafter.
Right. Well, my daddy reached it, so I believe that too. It's evolution, revolution, and all that. I'm just saying I'm agreeing.
Yeah, I get it.
I understand. Yeah, I understand.
And I'm breaking it in an area that I come from.
This is what we here for.
So, like I said, we have to, or I have to, or individuals have to, we have in this round table, we're going to have to go take to the streets, man.
We are.
And
the work is in the streets.
Yeah.
That's where we're going.
I'm not saying we're not. I'm saying not us at this table.
Yeah, but us too.
Yeah. And,
the work is in the streets.
Yeah. I just got with some other young preachers myself and told them, hey, look, it's time for me to go back and reach the streets because that's what
the work is at.
And the Bible tells us that too. On the Quran, go ye therefore.
The work is in
go
the
ye
streets.
therefore, the hedges in the Bible. That's what he did. That's what Jesus did. Jesus wasn't at the church on Sunday morning.
Right. He was out there.
He was out there probably on Golden Gate.
And we're going to be there too.
That's where the work is at. The work is not in the church. The work is not in the mosque. The work is not in the synagogues.
Right.
You can die in the church if you want to and let the worms eat your behind up if you want to. But your work is in the streets.
Come on, preacher.
Okay? The work is in the streets.
Yeah.
And that's where we're going.
That's where we got to be.
And that's why I'm at Bay 100.
And that's right. That's where we at. We in the streets right now. We coming from the dirt, no matter who feelings it may hurt.
Coming from the dirt, no matter who feelings it may hurt.
Coming from the dirt.
So now, tuning in next time, we're gonna probably touch on some topics about
politics.
We're gonna get into mental health next week,
and we're gonna get into politics.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into a little bit of politics and whatever else my partner want to get into. He'll have a topic for you for next week, and you'll know what it is before that time comes. We're gonna go off of what he brings to the table, and I'm gonna ride off him. So until next time, Keevin, you're more than welcome at this table. anytime you want, brother.
Thank you,
We'd
brother.
love to have you.
Yeah,
So
enjoyed the
moving forward,
experience.
next week, you guys, look forward to us discussing mental health and some things that's going on here in San Francisco, and some things that we might can improve on.
Yes, sir.
So until next time, we love everyone. We send our love. You got anybody you want to send a shout out to?
Just to my family,
Yes.
my friends, and all you street legends, giants. I don't want to do a roll call,
Right.
but we know y'all available, and we know y'all listening in, and
Yes.
y'all got to come on in as well.
Yes.
You can't have your shoulders in the bag of negativity and trying to promote positivity at the same time.
Right.
It's one thing I can't stand is a hypocrite.
That's
Yes.
A liar. You
That's
know what I'm
right.
saying?
That's right.
Would you
Yeah.
say he can hold you in contempt?
Yeah,
Of
no,
course.
it's a brother said if he tell you something,
so
you can't
we
prove
gonna-
it, he charge you with lying.
If we gonna straighten up our community, we gotta.
And that
we might
starts
have
with
to,
me.
We might have to
And me.
sacrifice materialism.
Right.
Yes.
And
And
that's,
that's
how,
what
that
it
starts
takes.
with me too. I got a lot of I got a lot of
stuff
cleaning
to
up.
do.
I mean, I can't tell you to clean up your house. I got a lot of
Yeah.
cleaning
Yeah,
up
gotta
to
sweep
do
in front of my
myself.
own.
Starting with myself.
I got a lot of cleaning up to do, you
Yeah,
know,
I got to
for
clean
myself.
up.
But I want to send a shout out to my
But
family.
I'm trying.
But I want to send a shout out to my family,
Yeah.
all my children and all that. I have grandchildren that I have yet to see. It's on behind because of my situation, but I love them. I love all of my children and all that, and I'm so grateful that I was able to have some healthy and beautiful children. I really am. I'm fortunate. I just don't know how grateful I really am to be able to look at my children
Yes.
and hoping that that I can make it through the hereafter through them. You know.
Amen.
And I like to send a shout out to my family. I know we all been in the mud. We done things, but now we living in a new day to where, life go through changes and renewals, and I'm trying to make a change for the best, trying to be the best I can before I leave here. And if I don't have nothing else to give, I'm going to give you my love.
Oh, you gonna be here forever,
Dig.
brother. When you leave, I see
If I can give
Stevie.
you that,
I see
I'm
little
good
Stevie.
with that.
Amen.
When I see Stevie and Tori, that's you.
Yes, sir.
You know, God said there's no man and no female. He said all in one. So
Yes,
when
sir.
you have a daughter, that's you as a female. That's right.
So
I'm gonna be here for a while.
That's
y'all.
right.
Yeah.
So
This
if you get, as long as you have an offspring, brother,
Yes, sir.
you're gonna hopefully we can make it to the hereafter because we want to be able to see what the hereafter is about.
So
right?
then
Hereafter
again,
is
we want to say it one more
devil.
time. For those that y'all that listening, if you got something real you want to pop it about, you better keep it real. You're more than welcome.
Yes, sir.
Because we
With that,
are
gonna close out.
welcoming you to our table.
Yeah.
And there's very few that we do that with. So you better be ready to sit down at this table.
Yeah.
It's
If you ain't
warm at
ready,
this table.
if you ain't ready, we're gonna come a little harder than you're hearing now. We kind of being a little light.
Well, we ain't gonna have no pickled pig feet,
No,
brother.
we ain't gonna have that.
Oh, you
No,
still
no
eat pickled
swine.
pig feet?
No. No.
No, I'm
come
just
on.
kidding.
No.
with you.
No, put your
come
gun,
on, brother.
put your gun
John.
away. Don't shoot
Come
at
on,
me.
man. That ain't Christian love.
Yeah,
man.
don't shoot at me like that.
Pickle, Keevin, come on.
Yeah,
man.
they play all
Get
that.
that brother
Yeah,
like
but
that.
don't do me like that,
Man,
brother.
come
Don't do
on,
your brother
boy.
like that.
Had to put some
Don't do
humor
your brother
into
like
it.
that.
They don't eat the pickled pig.
Did y'all hear that, y'all?
Brother, eat the
Come on
chitlins.
now.
and
You
the
see how my
pickled
boy
pig
just
feet.
came at me?
Brother said
That
Oh,
pickled
Lord.
pig feet in the
That show
chitlins.
is cold.
Yeah, that sure is great. See how you shoot?
You know, I had to put some.
Oh,
See,
you know, I had to
sometimes
put
that's
some
why I
humor-
got to.
Look.
Sometimes that's why I got to be
You know,
ready.
I got to put some humor into it. You know, you got to
he
break it
always
up.
in the here and now. He came with it.
It's
know, I
all
got-
good.
you know, I
But
got-
you know what? That's what Baby 100 is about.
That's Charles Michael.
We gonna
Yeah.
laugh. We gonna keep it real. We don't get personal.
No.
We gonna laugh about some things.
we gonna
We
cry
do it
about
all.
something.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all great.
We gonna laugh about some things, and we
Yes.
gonna
One
cry
thing,
about
I
something.
want to
Yes.
apologize to all my children for all the things that you may have heard your father have done that was
Yes, me
not
too.
pleasing in God's eye. I want to apologize to each and every one of you.
Me
Oh,
too.
you know,
That y'all love y'all. I needed to apologize.
Yeah, but
I did.
you always been a good brother. But you know, one thing I want to
Thank you,
say
man.
is, and I always tell this good brother is, and I want to tell the sisters is, stop. You know, when the man is have situation. I seen a thing with LeBron James, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he was playing with Cleveland. And one of the journalists was interviewing him, and he said, "How you feel about your dad? You grew up in Akron, Ohio. Your mom raised you. Your dad wasn't there." And he said, he said, I'm a grown ass man now. He said, man, he said, now by me being a man, I understand. He said, I don't know what my father was going through
Right.
at that particular time. He said, I love my dad.
That's it.
Yes.
But the reason why I say that is that the sisters need to stop teaching their children to not like their father because they didn't get along. Because
It's not right.
you don't know
What you call
if you're going to be the one go first. You know? And it's tearful
Yeah.
to me, but,
It's okay, good brother.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
you know,
That's keeping it 100 now.
Yeah.
Feel that spirit, man.
That's that spirit moving.
yeah, but,
Yes, Lord.
you know. But
I get you. I got you. I
they
get you.
you shouldn't do that because you don't know.
Yeah, you don't. You never know. You
You
never
might
know.
die before the man. So where your child going to turn to?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what we're talking about.
That's what we
They,
talking about
they
now.
got to come back. Sisters, y'all got to come back. Brothers, y'all got to give us a chance. We still in the fight, but I know it's got to be a lot of respect built. But sisters, y'all come back. This is why we suffering hemorrhaging at the seams, because we
Yeah.
need our queens back.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we need.
Yes, we do.
We take a lot of hits, us.
Yeah, we do.
We take a lot of hits. It ain't easy being a black man.
It's not at all.
It's great.
So with
though.
that being said,
it's
you
great,
It's great, but
guys,
it's not easy.
No, it's not easy.
for that being said, you guys tune in for next week. We're looking forward to talking with you people and sharing some of the knowledge, that we have instilled in us. And may God bless you. May God bless your families.
Yeah.
May God bless all of us.
Yeah.
Inshallah, Rasulullah, Alhamdulillah. All praises are forever due to God.
Yeah.
We're going to go and we're going to leave in peace.
Yes, sir.
In peace we leave. Amen.
Amen.
I mean.